All right, I am super excited that you are in this training. I welcome all of you to this Lumion training. In this training, I'll be showing you how you can produce high quality rendering using Lumion. And before I continue, I'd like you to know, who am I? My name is Timothy Omatle, and I am an architect by training. I started my 3D journey from ArchiCAD, and actually I started ArchiCAD and AutoCAD together, and after using ArchiCAD more, I graduated to Revit. I started using Revit. Then from Revit, I started using 3ds Max, and from 3ds Max, I started using Lumion. Now I have knowledge on Revit, Lumion, AutoCAD, and 3ds Max. And currently I have a training on Revit, which I titled Revit Tutorial Masterclass. And from my experience, the quality of rendering in Revit is not as good as that of Lumion. And as you are going to see in this training, you also discover that there are some features in Lumion that are not in Revit. And so to be able to produce a high quality rendering that your clients cannot resist, you will need Lumion to give you that kind of rendering. Most of the time when I produce my rendering and send it to my clients, they hardly resist it. The moment they see it, they say, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. And that is what Lumion can give you. So in this training, I am going to be showing you the exact step you are to take and to achieve the same result that I am achieving. And the same method I'm using is what some of my students are also using. I have Mr. Samuel who is using the same method and is producing very good quality rendering. I have Adeniji who is also using the same method and is producing very high quality rendering as well. I have Mr. Paul and so many other students of mine who are also learning from me. Alright, make sure you stay to the end of this video, because at the end of this video I am going to be giving out something very important, something that you cannot afford to miss. So make sure you stay to the end of the video so that you can get that giveaway. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. Now the first thing I want to show you is your system requirements. What kind of system that can be used to produce high quality rendering in Lumion? The first thing you have at the back of your mind is that for a system to be able to run Lumion, it should have dedicated graphics card. It is not negotiable, it's a must. And apart from that, the RAM should be at least 8 gig and above. 4 gig will be too slow for Lumion, but the best is 16 gig. So I recommend 16 gig for your Lumion, and your dedicated graphics card should be at least 2 gig. But for the best production, you will need 4 gig, 6 gig. But if you cannot lay hand on 4 gig for now, then try and get 2 gig. When you have gotten some money, you can now get a laptop that has up to 4 gig dedicated graphics card. And I want to show you how you can know a system that has dedicated graphics card. If you go to your desktop, you right click on an empty space like I am now. You right click on empty space, and you should be able to see something like this. This control panel you are seeing is for the dedicated graphics card. If your system does not have dedicated graphics card, at this point what you see is only graphics properties and graphics designs, graphics options. That would be the only thing you will see there. Okay, so if you want to know the size of the dedicated graphics card your system have, simply click on this control panel. My own is Nvidia control panel. Your own may not be Nvidia, depends on the type of dedicated graphics card you have. In my own case, it's Nvidia. Whatever you have, just click on it and it will open it up further. While it is loading, if you are new to my channel, on this channel I train on how to use Revit, AutoCAD and Lumion. Make sure you subscribe if that is the kind of thing you want to learn, so that anytime I upload videos that will help you to upgrade your skill in Lumion, 3ds Max and Revit, you will be updated and you take a look at the video and upgrade your skills. Alright, let's proceed. If you open this control panel like this, at the bottom left you will see system information. Click on it and you will be able to see the size of your dedicated graphics card. Now as I click on it, you see this pop-up. I can check it further here. If I open this place, you can see dedicated video memory here, and for this system I'm using for this recording now, you can see the size is 2048 megabytes DDR3, and that is 2 gig dedicated graphics card, and that is why it is able to run Lumion. Okay, so now that we have known how to identify a system that has dedicated graphics card, we can now proceed. Now, one of the questions that some of my students always ask is, can I buy dedicated graphics card into a computer that do not have dedicated graphics card? And the answer I always give them is no. You cannot upgrade a dedicated graphics card. Dedicated graphics card always come with the computer, especially laptop. It comes with laptop, but that of desktop, you can buy it. And I do not recommend desktop for this kind of job, especially if you are in Nigeria, because of rendering. When you are rendering, there's not supposed to be interruption of power, and that is why I do not recommend desktop. So if you are trying to get a laptop that can run Lumion, then I recommend you get a laptop, and the laptop must have a dedicated graphics card, and the size of the dedicated graphics card should be minimum of 2 gig. All right, let's proceed. Let's get back to our Lumion. Okay, now another question that you might have is, what version of Lumion should I use? And my answer will be, I recommend Lumion 10 and above, because that is the best for now. I recommend you use Lumion 10 and above. The one I'm using now is Lumion 10.32, and that is the one I also recommend for you. But if you have other ones that are lower, like Lumion 10.0 or Lumion 9 or Lumion 8, then you can be using it for now. But I recommend that you upgrade to something like this, Lumion 10.32. And if you have Lumion 11 or 12, that is okay. At least something above this version that I'm using now is highly recommended for you. All right, now the next thing is installation. Some of the questions that my students ask is, how do I get Lumion installed on my system? You can download Lumion from the internet, and in the course of this training, I will show you how you can download Lumion from the internet and install it on your computer by yourself. Like this one I'm using now, I downloaded it from the internet and installed it on my system by myself. When I was trying to get Lumion, I went to Computer Village and bought some Lumion software, and when I tried to install it on the system, it didn't work. The only one that worked was the one I downloaded. So downloading can actually help you to get Lumion installed on your system. And if you cannot download it because it's a bit heavy, you might need to invest your money in some data. It's about 16.5 gig. So you might need a lot of data to be able to download it. And not just data, you need a strong internet connection to be able to download it. And if you have tried and you cannot download it, then you can look for other way of getting it installed. And I will do my best to help you get it installed on your system. All right, let's go to the next thing we will talk about, and that is compatibility. What other softwares that are compatible with Lumion? And at this point, I want to mention that Lumion is not used for modeling. You don't use Lumion for modeling. You use Lumion for rendering. And that is, you have modeled your 3D from other softwares like Revit, ArchiCAD, SketchUp, and 3ds Max. So all these softwares that I've mentioned now are compatible with Lumion. So you have to complete your model from those software, then export it to Lumion and start your rendering works. Alright, let's move to the next thing we want to learn. Now, some people may ask a question: why would I want to use Lumion? What is Lumion going to do for me? Why do I need it? And these are the 4 reasons why you will need Lumion. Number 1 is application of materials and effects. There are some effects that are specific to Lumion that you cannot get in other softwares. And there are materials that you cannot get in other softwares except in Lumion. So this is very, very important in using Lumion. For instance, if you want to get something like fountain, you can hardly get it in other softwares, but it's in Lumion. If you want to get live human beings that are walking, that are moving, that are active, you can hardly get it in other softwares. But in Lumion, you can get it. You can get animals that are walking, dogs, birds that are flying. These are special effects that you can only get in Lumion. Alright, then you also need Lumion for populating your landscape element. Some of these landscape, like trees, human beings, birds, stones, rocks, all those landscaping elements, like recreational elements, you can only get them in Lumion. Modern cars, you can hardly get it in other softwares, but in Lumion they are numerous. There are plenty. You have plenty of them, so you can choose from variety of them. Okay, then what other things that we need Lumion for? You need Lumion for 3D animation and walkthrough. Lumion helps you to produce 3D animation with ease. When I was learning 3ds Max, I tried to produce animation with 3ds Max, and the rendering that was not even the best rendering took 24 hours before the rendering could complete, and that was draft. That is not even the best qualities. Imagine if I want to render animation of best quality, and that means it's going to take me like a week. But in Lumion, the rendering is very, very fast. Even with animation, it's faster than any other software you can think of. Okay, then let's check another factors, another thing that you will need in Lumion. What are the factors that controls the quality of rendering? I believe the reason why you are here is you want to improve on your rendering. Am I right? Then what are the factors that can make your rendering to stand out from other people? The number 1 is effects and settings. You can be using Lumion and another person is also using Lumion, but at the end you'll see that the rendering is different. The quality of rendering is different. What makes the difference? The difference is the settings. Now if you look at this now, you can see lens flare, you can see all these ones. These are effects. Your ability to be able to set it right is what gives you quality you need. Somebody that is a novice that do not know how to set it can never get the best quality that you want. This is one of the factors that controls the quality of the rendering. Your ability to be able to get the right settings is what gives you the best result. And that is one of the things I'm going to be giving you in this training. I will personally give you my own rendering settings so that you don't need to go through the hassle of trying to figure out which one is the best, try to get it right, trial and error. If you want to try and error, that will waste your time. So as a beginner, I will give you my own rendering settings. So all you need to do is to simply upload it and start using it. Then the next factor that can determine the quality of your rendering is the material settings. The materials are those things that you use in your building. For instance, the roof, the wall, the glasses. Those settings determine the outcome of your rendering. If you don't know how to set your material properly, you can never get the best quality. If you don't set it right, you cannot get the best quality. So your material setting also determine your final outcome. Then another thing is your system capacity, the power of your system. If your system is not powerful enough, you cannot get the best quality because you will not be able to choose a bigger size. And the bigger the size of your image, the better the quality. Then another thing that can also affect the quality of your rendering is your final rendering size. Now, if I click on render now, you will see that there are different sizes here. We have email, which is 1280 by 720, and we have desktop, which is 1920 by 1080, and we have print, which is 3840 by 2160, and this is the biggest poster. Now it takes a powerful system to be able to render this big size, and this is the best quality so far. If you're able to render this and you have set it right and you have also set your material right, then you should be able to get a very good quality if you use this size, this poster size. And this is the same size that is used for poster. Okay, then the next one is post render editing in Photoshop. After you have produced your rendering, you also need to add some little effects in Photoshop to bring out the best of your rendering. You can render with Lumion and you say you are done. But for me, after rendering with Lumion, I still go to Photoshop and add little things. And at the end, if you compare the one that is finished with Lumion and the one that is finished with Photoshop, you will see that the one that is finished with Photoshop is always better. And that small effect is very, very important. So these are the factors that controls your rendering. Okay, that control the quality of your rendering. Now, Lumion is a bit wide, and there are some little things you will need to know. And if I want to take you, you will not be able to get it only today. There are some steps you might need. I will also be guiding you, and because of that, I have created a special training. Some of my students have requested that they need a special training for this, so that they can enjoy my mentorship while they are using Lumion and they encounter some issues. They can always get back to me and I will give them the solution. And because of that, I've created a training and I titled Lumion Tutorial Masterclass. If you are okay with what I've given you now, you want to go ahead and start using Lumion, that is very okay. But in case you want to go further, you want to be mentored by me, I will also give you my rendering settings for this particular project. I'm going to be sending it to you, and all you need to do is to simply click on this icon and download it from your computer, and boom, you get the same quality of rendering that I have now. But that is specifically meant for my students. And apart from that, I will also give you access to my group, to my support group, where you will also meet with people of like minds. You'll meet with other students, other Lumion students. You'll be able to gain some knowledge from the question they are asking, and you too will be able to ask some questions. If you want to gain access to my Lumion Tutorial Masterclass, there is a link that is in the description of this video or somewhere around this video. Click on it and you will gain access to my Lumion Tutorial Masterclass now. These are what you are going to get inside Lumion Tutorial Masterclass. If you have gotten access, on day one, you are going to see getting started with Lumion. Everything you need to know about how to get started with Lumion. Then you are going to see the best way and the fastest way to start your Lumion project. And you will see how to apply material part 1, how to apply material part 2, and you will see the easiest way to place light in Lumion. When I was learning how to use Lumion, I normally waste time trying to place light at the exact point I want it. But later I discovered the fastest way to go about it, and I will be showing you in this particular video. Then you will learn how to export models from Revit to 3ds Max, then to Lumion in case you are using 3ds Max. And you also learn how to export models from Revit to Lumion. And this method I will show you, you will be able to update your rendering in Revit and it will be updated live in Lumion. The use of this is, for instance, you have rendered a project and you have sent it to your client, and after the client has looked at it, he makes some changes. How are you going to affect that changes? this is where you are going to learn. You can simply make some changes in your Revit and it will be updated live in Lumion. For instance, the client said this particular column, I want it to be round, I don't want it to be square. With this method I will show you, you simply update the 3D in Revit and immediately it will be updated in Lumion without hassle, and you render it and send it back to your clients. As simple as that. Then you also learn how to copy render settings from one photo view to another photo view. This makes things very easier for you. You don't, after setting one particular rendering that you know is good, is already good, you don't need to be going all over again. You simply copy it and reproduce the same quality and you are good to go. Then you will learn how to produce realistic rendering in Lumion. In this particular video, I take you step by step how you can literally copy my own rendering settings. You follow my footstep and reproduce the exact step. And you also learn how to produce post-render production in Photoshop. After your rendering, how to apply some effects in Photoshop to make your rendering outstanding. And you also learn how to load beautiful and modern cars into your model in Lumion. And you're also going to learn how to produce walkthrough and animation in Lumion. That is the last section. Here we'll be talking about animation. And it does not stop there. You are also going to gain access to my support group where I will mentor you personally. And I am also going to be giving you my own Lumion copy. And in case you don't want to get my own Lumion copy, I am going to be sending you the link to where you can download it yourself. This one makes it easier for you so that you don't end up go and download something else from the internet. I am going to be giving you the trusted website that I use, and that is the same Lumion I am using now. I downloaded it from that particular website, and I will be giving you that website as well. Then the second bonus I will give you is I will be showing you some specific websites that I get my 3D models from for free. For instance, you want to create interior designs. There are some models that you will need in your interior, in the interior of your building. Most of these models, you need to pay to be able to get them. But as bonus, I am going to be sharing with you about 9 websites that you can get models for free. All right. Okay, now some people may ask, how much is this training going to cost? How much is this training going to cost them? Now, for a training like this that can help you produce high quality rendering and animation that will help you to win more contracts, how much do you think it can cost you? Some may think it can cost up to 200,000 naira. Some will think it can cost up to 100,000 naira. Well, depends on the value you place on your clients. Now, a lot of people lose contract because of their presentation. The quality of your presentation determines whether you are going to get that contract or not. How long will you continue to be losing contract because of your presentation? So the truth is that whatever you are paying here does not matter much. What matters is what you are going to get from this training. Now, if you put it together, what you are going to get in this training, this course is worth 100,000 naira. But I'm not going to be charging you 100,000 naira. I am going to be charging you half of that, which is 50,000 naira. And a course that can give you so much value that you can produce animation to get high ticket clients. Paying 50,000 naira will not be a big deal. Okay, but you can see these are some of the rendering of my students. These are some of the rendering of my student. This particular student of mine just rendered this 3 days after gaining access to my tutorial. And if you are gaining access today, I am going to give you further big discount. This you are going to get access today with just 15,000 naira. And I like to warn you that this price is time sensitive, meaning that this opportunity you have now is based on if you are going to gain access today. You may close this browser, and by the time you come back tomorrow, the price has jumped up to the regular price, which is 50,000 naira. And at this point, there are two things you can do. You can make a transfer into this bank account and get started immediately with all my bonuses. And the second option is you can simply close the page and go back and remain the way you have been. Continue to produce the same quality of rendering you have been producing before. You can continue to be making trial and error, and it will not change anything. But the best is if you gain access today, and today you can simply start reproducing my own quality immediately without wasting time, without trying to get research here and there and killing time. There is a saying that time is money. So if you are wasting time, you are also wasting money as well. So if you want to gain access to this course today, I am going to leave the link to this page somewhere around this video. You can check it below this video in the comment section, and you will gain access to this page. And once you hit on this button or you make a transfer to this account, I am going to be giving you access, and you have all the benefits I've shown you before. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Okay, now is the moment I want to give away something that I promised before. I promised you before that you should stay till the end of this video, that somebody is going to be rewarded for staying till the end of this video. And I promised some time ago that I was going to give out my Revit tutorial for free to somebody that I'm going to be choosing randomly from the comment section. I am going to be choosing somebody randomly from the comment section, and I checked through my YouTube videos and I discovered that this particular video is the one that has the highest comments, and that is the one I'm going to choose from. So if you, at the end of this month, I'm also going to be giving out my training to one person that I will also choose randomly from the comment section. So if you want to gain access to my course for free without paying a dime, make sure you keep commenting on the videos that you are watching on my channel. Who knows, you might be lucky to be selected next month, at the end of this month. Okay, now let's get to selecting the person that is going to gain access to my course today. From this particular video, this is the one that has the highest comments, and that is where I'm going to be selecting from. Hello, let me pause it for now. Let's see the comments that people are making on this video. This one says, God bless you richly for this tutorial, sir. Okay, very helpful. And these are the comments. This one says, how do you achieve such realistic window in Revit? Okay, these are the comments, and I am going to be selecting somebody randomly from this comment. You can see this is Ushi Benedict, Seidu Abdullahi, Kuruma, David Head, and Azegbe. Okay, so I'll be selecting somebody randomly from this video, and this is the process. It's a free and fair selection, no partiality. And I'm going to paste the link here, the link to the YouTube video here, and I'm going to select filter duplicate. Then include replies to comments. Oh yes. And filter comment based on specific text. Let's click on get comments. We have 8 unique comments as usual. Then let's click start so that we can pick somebody that is okay. Wow. Congratulations to Seidu Abdullahi Kuruma. You have just won my Revit Tutorial Masterclass. Wow. Let's congratulate him. So Seidu Abdullahi Kuruma, make sure you send me a message on Instagram so that I can give you access to my Revit Tutorial Masterclass. Congratulations, you have just won my Revit Tutorial Masterclass. Okay, so in case you want to be among those that will win, at the end of this month. Make sure you keep commenting. Let me know what you have benefited from this video. Who knows, you might be the person to be selected. All right, thank you for watching this video.